about carrying on the tradition of hunting
Oh,
and how you got Dad into hunting. And
somebody better take over now, because that's getting the end of me.
yeah, I'm taking over for you.
You got questions, Dad?
Oh yeah, I wrote them down and everything. When did you first start to hunt? When was the first time you hunted?
54,
54.
54, 55.
So how old were you then?
Oh, Jiminy, I don't know. Yeah, I'm 78 now.
Wow, do the math. So
It's after I got out of service.
after you got out of service?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
I started hunting and fishing then.
What did you mostly hunt? Deer?
I hunted deer.
Deer.
Mostly deer.
Okay. Awesome. When did you first get hooked on the outdoors, or when did you say, I can't wait to go out?
It was after I got out of service.
So about the same
54,
time?
About 65
Okay.
or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Tell me about your most memorable hunt, and why do you remember it? Say that 6x6 elk.
Well, that one,
Yeah.
well, that was a great shot. That was an accidental shot.
A great accidental shot?
He's coming full blast off the mountain. Off the mountain. It had a trail going down the side of the mountain.
Okay.
Lower and I was down. When he started coming down there, I shot him, and I didn't think I could hit him.
Mm-hmm.
I shot him, and he just rolled down. Floated down. In fact, goodness, the fork centering on one side was buried in the dirt.
Really?
And I thought maybe it might be broken. And I took my knife and I dug the ditch, dug out around that antler till I got that,
Yeah.
seen it all in one hole.
Oh.
So then I packed the head, because I thought maybe I might do a head mount.
Yeah.
I packed the head and the antlers, and a friend of mine that hunted with me, Roy Miller, he carried the gun.
Yeah.
And I carried that on my back, hoping somebody ain't gonna shoot at them antlers going down through there. That's where you talk. You get to talking and talking back and forth and everything else, and somebody can hear you. They'll be shooting at you.
There you go.
But anyway, I didn't keep the head. I just kept the antlers. I wasn't. They're worth $1,000 to me, but it takes $1,000 to build a room to hang them in.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they fit in this room here.
No, they wouldn't fit in here. And I had another antler up here.
Another elk.
No, I think that might have been yours.
Okay.
Yeah, you mounted up there for a
Yep.
while. I had it on a nail there.
Yeah. Well, this guy here, this 8-pointer, came running in front of mine that I shot the day before you shot yours out of the same stand.
Yeah, you got it the next day.
Yeah.
Got that bobcat up there, got it years ago. And if you ever shoot a bobcat, mount the feet, don't mount the head.
Why is that?
The feet's bigger than the head is. The smallest thing on the bobcat is the head.
Really?
That bobcat stood about that tall,
Wow.
and its balls about that big around. In fact, it was on my old 57 Chevy, I think I laid it on the hood, and his tail was up on the windshield wipers.
Yeah.
It had his legs hanging over the side of the hood, and the over side of the hood, and his head was hanging off the end of the hood.
Wow, that's a big bobcat.
That's after he field dressed in.
Yeah.
But that's the one I was sitting at the base of the tree. It sounded like a deer coming.
Yeah.
Sounded like a deer coming pretty far off, so I just looked around the tree to see if it was a deer, and it was a bobcat, and he was already getting ready to pass the tree.
Yeah.
He turned around and took off running.
Huh.
And I just got aim on him as he went over the hill, and I shot him in a deadly scream, and so I thought, well, may as well go see anyway.
Yeah.
Walked up there, and he was laying dead there.
Huh.
That bobcat.
Another great shot.
Yeah.
So when was the first time you took my dad hunting?
Well, I don't know. I can't remember, because I know I was sure anxious waiting for him to grow up so we can go.
Yeah, when he could first hold a gun?
Yeah. Or, of course, he went to the scouts on a gun program.
Okay, yeah.
Everything, so he could handle the gun and everything. All right.
Huh.
But yeah, then of course we used to sit at the base of the tree a lot of times, a good spot.
Yeah.
Because you move around. Before I started getting the tree house and stationary
Yeah.
and what.
Okay. What tell me of a memorable hunt with Dad that you had where you shot his first something or.
Well, we had a good trip in Colorado, but we didn't get the deer. We didn't get no elk in there in Colorado. We got the deer though. But that was a good one.
About the bear hunt up in Canada, was it?
That might say the best.
Was it?
I was talking about that the other day. I enjoyed that more than anything.
Yeah.
Bear hunt
Yeah.
on there. And that's a good experience, bear hunting. I'll
Yeah.
tell you. And the most thing I did, because I've never been bear hunting and everything else, and the guys, Dad, from the highway and his friend
Yep.
had the spot we go to.
Mhm.
So we went up there, and I kept asking him months before we went. Said, what do you do about the deer that you shoot and they get teed off at you, the human beings? I said, what do you do about them? They wouldn't give me an answer. So finally they told me, because they drop you off on an island all by yourself. It's just you and whatever's in that island.
Yep.
Ain't nobody back you up or nothing. And but anyway, I kept trying to get an answer. And finally I got an answer. They said, well, when you come out of the woods, you just talk and whistle, and I like about 4 or 5 of you talking, and what?
Yeah.
Make noise as you come out and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good hunt up there.
Yeah.
Because you fished in the morning and hunted in the evening.
Okay.
And of course, there are evenings before it gets dark, about 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
It's when it's starting to get dark.
So you have plenty of time to hunt.
So you got to walk from your stand to the boat. They come by and pick you up by the boat. So you had a little bit of woods to go through to get to the boat.
Yeah.
But when you first set it up, you went out there one day, and he changing meat and changing stuff around out there while you're putting your tree stand up.
Yeah.
So I got my tree stand all up, then you leave it, and then the next evening you come and he comes in and checks the meat. He does this every day.
Yeah.
So the bears, they're used to him coming in. So when he comes in and checks it, and you get up in your stand and everything, and he leaves, then you're on your own. But don't fall out of the tree. And mosquitoes about that long.
Yeah.
They call them black flies, I think they call them up there.
They bite pretty hard.
Well, yeah, because you had that face net over your face and everything.
Yeah.
And one of them, the net was touching my ear, and that fly, and you don't move.
Yeah.
They say a deer can spot a movement a long ways off. So when you move, you just move real slow, like, and everything else.
Yeah.
Well, that black fly was chewing on my ear, and I slowly going up there with it, to get up there, and then I pulled it away and got rid of it.
Yeah.
And you just slowly put it back down. And you stand, you got a seat in the stand too.
Yeah.
And then you sit in the seat for about 10 minutes, then you stand up about 10 minutes at a time where you won't get cramped or what.
Yeah.
But when you stand up, you just stand up real slow. You don't have to make no movement.
Huh.
And they said that when a bear comes around, you won't hear it. You're lucky if you get to see it. You're just going to look up after a while, look one direction, all of a sudden there's going to be a bear standing there.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
That what happened?
I just had to look over, and the bear had already came in and turned around a little bit because he got a little whiff of something.
Oh, yeah.
Now, thinking it was probably a whiff of me.
Yeah.
But you don't dare move or nothing. And he came over and he smelled the base of the tree over, and he looked up that tree, and he went to the next one, and he faced it, and he looked right straight up that tree.
Yeah.
And he just like, he knows something wrong somewhere. And he came over the foot of my tree, but I guess it's taking the smell over top of it.
Yeah.
And so he didn't look up the tree, though. He just sniffed around the base of it and went back to each one of them again. Slowly, as he went the other way, I slowly brought my rifle up.
Yeah.
And a lot of us bow hunting with bear, but I'd rather have a cannon first trip or something. But anyway, when they got over there, finally got it zeroed in on him.
Yep.
And shot him. He went right underneath the stand.
Yep.
So I shot him right straight down the ground, and I leaned over to shoot him further, and I got the safety strap around the tree.
Yeah.
So the only thing I could do is shoot him left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
So I shot him left-handed, and I hit him about oh, it wasn't 20 yards, I guess. I hit him in the
Yeah.
And they say never walk up to a bear. Always wait about 20 minutes. So I waited 20 minutes. I didn't have to worry about it because he was just laying there. He wasn't moving nowhere.
Mhm.
And about I gave him 20 minutes anyhow.
Yeah.
So I went down there and I threw a rock over at him. He didn't move. And I took a stick and poked him. He didn't move. So he didn't move. So
You figured you were good.
yeah, I figured I was pretty good.
Good.
Because boy, there's some good experiences of people up there hunting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And if they spot your stand, after you leave, they'll go up and tear that stand to pieces.
Oh yeah.
They did one guy. He went out there. You go out. You go hunting about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mhm.
But he went to his stand, and a bear climbed up there and ripped his stand all to pieces and everything else
Yeah.
that he had. So he was spotted before. And
Awesome. So does it, speaking of Colby coming in, does it make you proud that Colby and I carry on the tradition of hunting?
Oh,
and go hunting with
yeah.
Dad?
I hope to tell you that's how come I'm hunting, because you can grandkids.
Because we push you out there?
No, I save all them pictures of putting the deer on their little 4-wheelers
Yeah.
and all. It's good.
Well,
Tree
good.
stands and all.
Good. I guess one last question. If you could say something to all the hunters out there, what would it be after all your experiences in the woods?
Get your hunting done when you're young. Because when you get old, there's a lot of things you can't do.
Yeah.
And then you can't do it all after you get old.
Well, good.
So anything you need to go on a trip or anything, and you're putting it off, don't put it off too long.
Yeah.
Because there'll be a day you can't make the trip.
Well, good.
And,
Well, thanks for talking with us.
that's all right.
And we thank you for showing us the tradition of hunting, and we'll definitely carry it on.
Well, we had to take Colby here hunting.
Yeah.
Then when next year, well, you wouldn't give up. You had to go too.
Yeah.
So we had to tag you along
Yeah.
and build a stand for 2 of you. And I like the trip down there is when, oh shoot, I don't know what I was going to say now.
Missouri?
But anyway, we've had some good hunting trips down there.
Yep.
And I enjoyed them all.
Yep. Sure have a lot of fun.
And the guy we hunt on down there, Crenshaw Lumberyard.
Yep.
Crenshaw's there, boy, he's been good to us.
He
like
has.
we're part of the family.
Yep.
And back in the section he gave us, which we could hunt on all of it, but the section he gave us we could do what we want to with.
Yep.
And that's been great, boy.
Yep.
That's been great.
Yep. We weren't able to make it down this year, and he even left our spot alone. He didn't let anyone in our spot to hunt.
No, he
So-
didn't. In fact, nobody hunted on him that wasn't family.
Yep.
Just family's the one that hunted on him.
Yep.
And so, just like your dad said, he told him to don't shut the door on us.
Yep.
We'll be back.
Yep.
Yeah, but what I need you guys down there, what I'm always looking for that I could have all week.
Yep.
You take your time all week hunting and everything, but you guys never get to come down and stay very long, so.
Yep. Weekend trips.
Then I can't go out hunting by myself.
Yeah.
And Roberta, my wife, and that's the end of that, your grandma. That's why I didn't even get to go this time, because I'd be out there by myself and everything.
Well, we'll throw you out there next year. You don't have a choice.
Save your money, I'll tell you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Grandpa.